Time for another analysis. Today we're going to be looking at how Mike Wheeler handles conflict with Elle versus Will. The first time we really see any conflict between any of these characters is in season 3. First we see Will lash out at Mike and Lucas because all they want to do is talk about girls. Will wants to play D&D, and he's really annoyed that his friends are kind of abandoning him. As soon as Will gets upset, Mike tries to de-escalate the situation quickly. His voice softens and he tries to rein Will back in. That doesn't work, so Will storms off, and Mike practically pushes Lucas out of the way to chase after him. There is no hesitation going on here. This is a really strong contrast to what happens when Elle dumps Mike. Mike kind of just looks like he can't be bothered to deal with this. He doesn't chase after Elle. He doesn't try to apologize. He doesn't try to de-escalate. You can really see a difference in Mike's facial expressions when Elle storms off and when Will storms off. These two scenes really set up how Mike handles conflict with them again in season 4. We see Will and Mike have dramatic BFF argument part 2. Essentially in this argument, Mike is upset that Will is upset. He cannot handle that Will is not paying attention to him, even though he's actively trying not to pay attention to Will. Mike can't seem to see past his own nose here. Even though this argument isn't fully resolved in the moment, he does go out of his way to apologize later. Mike and Elle have an argument about the fact that Mike never says that he loves her. When Elle brings it up, he tries to blame shift. He also looks really annoyed that she even brought this up. If we look at these two particular exchanges together, we get a really clear picture of what's going on. This is something that was pointed out to me, so this is not my original idea, but it's still worth sharing. We see Elle say, "You never say it," and Mike says, "I say it." That's a lie. Elle knows it, Mike knows it, and the audience knows it. Then he has a conversation with Will. Will did not even have to say what the problem was. He says, "Oh, I didn't say it," and Mike says, "You didn't have to." This shows us that his relationship with Will is stronger and more effortless than his relationship with Elle. He is not an idiot. He knows what the problem was with Elle. He would rather deflect than face the problem head on. With Will, he doesn't even wait for Will to tell him the problem. He brings it up. We do see Mike attempt to bring up the argument that he had with Elle at the Surfer Boy Pizza. This doesn't look like it's about to be a happy conversation. But to be fair to Mike, this is the first time we really see him try to healthily handle conflict with Elle. Unfortunately, it gets cut off by Argyle, so we never get to see it through. When you put all of this together, you can really see what Mike's problem is. He's gay.